What if I told you one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars once went broke, owed millions in back taxes, and almost lost everything before he ever saved the world in Men in Black?
Yeah, before the red carpets, before the Oscars, before the headlines.
And by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact mindset shift that turned Will Smith from a fun-loving rapper into one of the most bankable actors in Hollywood history, and why that same mindset might be the blueprint for your own comeback story.
Let's rewind. Before he was a global superstar, he was just a kid from West Philadelphia. And no, that's not just a catchy lyric, that's the foundation of everything.
Will Smith grew up in a middle-class household. His dad ran a refrigeration company. His mom worked for the school board. He wasn't born into chaos or extreme poverty, but he wasn't born into Hollywood either. And here's the key: he developed charm early.
Teachers called him Prince because he could talk his way out of trouble with a smile. That nickname, it would later become part of his stage name, the Fresh Prince.
But here's where it gets interesting. Will didn't want to act, he wanted to rap. At just 19 years old, Will Smith became one half of the hip-hop duo DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And they weren't just popular, they made history. In 1989, they won the first ever Grammy for Best Rap Performance. Let that sink in. A teenager from Philly helped legitimize rap music on the Grammy stage. They made millions. They toured non-stop. They were on top of the world. And then Will spent it all. Success came fast. Discipline didn't. Will bought cars, jewelry, a massive house, lived like the money would never stop. But here's the problem. Nobody told him about taxes. When the IRS came knocking, he owed roughly $2.8 million. He went from rap royalty to financial disaster. And this is the moment that defines his story.
Because most people shrink when they hit rock bottom.
Will recalibrated. He later said that being broke forced him to become disciplined, not just creatively, but financially and strategically. And that desperation, it opened the door to the next chapter. Enter Quincy Jones. Quincy was launching a new sitcom about a street-smart kid from Philly who moves to Bel-Air. Sound familiar? Will auditioned, reluctantly, at a party. No acting experience, no formal training. But here's what he had: charisma. He landed the role. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air ran from 1990 to 1996 and turned Will Smith into a household name. But behind the laughs and colorful blazers, Will was studying something bigger. He wasn't just acting, he was watching. Watching how shows were produced, watching how contracts worked, watching how fame translated into leverage. He wasn't thinking like an employee. He was thinking like an empire builder. In the mid-90s, he noticed something. The biggest global box office hits were sci-fi action films with special effects and strong marketing. So he made a decision. He would become the king of summer blockbusters. First, Bad Boys in 1995. Then Independence Day in 1996, a global smash. Then Men in Black in 1997, another worldwide phenomenon. 3 massive hits, back to back. That's not luck, that's positioning. Will wasn't just picking scripts, he was choosing genres that translated worldwide. Aliens don't need subtitles. Action travels. He turned himself into a global brand, not just an American actor. And studios noticed. But here's where most stars fade. They get typecast. Instead of staying in the funny action guy lane, he pivoted. Ali in 2001, serious biopic. The Pursuit of Happyness in 2006, emotional drama. 7 Pounds in 2008. He chased range. That role in The Pursuit of Happyness earned him an Oscar nomination and redefined his image. That movie wasn't about explosions. It was about resilience. And that mirrored his real life. He wasn't just playing characters.
He was evolving publicly.
Here's something people don't talk about enough. Will Smith mastered personality marketing before social media existed. He was charming on talk shows, clean enough for family audiences, relatable but aspirational. Then in the 2010s, he reinvented again, this time digitally. He jumped onto YouTube and Instagram with high-energy vlogs, skydiving stunts, motivational content. While other A-list actors avoided social media, Will leaned in. He understood attention is currency, and he kept printing it. Now we have to talk about it. The 2022 Oscars. One moment, one slap, global controversy. In seconds, decades of carefully built reputation were shaken. He resigned from the Academy. Projects paused. Public trust fractured. And this is the part of the story most people focus on. But here's the deeper lesson. No matter how high you climb, you're still human. And Will did something critical afterward. He apologized publicly. He acknowledged the mistake. He stepped back. Whether you agree with him or not, it was a raw reminder that icons are flawed. And in today's cancel culture climate, navigating redemption is harder than building fame. But here's the thing. Legends aren't defined by perfection.
They're defined by how they respond to failure.
Today, Will Smith's estimated net worth sits around $350 million. But money is only part of the equation. He built a production company, music, film, and streaming deals. A global brand spanning 3 decades. From Grammy-winning rapper to sitcom star to box office king to Oscar winner to controversial headline. Few careers have had this many reinventions. And that's the real takeaway. Adaptability beats talent alone. So what's the secret thread connecting all of it? Strategic reinvention. Every time the industry shifted, Will shifted with it. Music fading? He moved to TV. TV plateauing? He attacked film. Typecast risk? He pursued drama. Traditional fame declining? He embraced digital. He treated his life like a startup, constantly pivoting, learning, recalibrating. And remember that story loop we opened? The mindset shift that changed everything? It wasn't fame. It wasn't talent. It was the moment he went broke. Because losing everything forced him to stop thinking like an artist chasing applause and start thinking like a CEO building longevity. That's the difference between a star and a legend. Will Smith's journey proves that success isn't a straight line. It's a series of pivots powered by discipline and self-belief. From West Philly to Hollywood royalty, his story shows that reinvention is the ultimate superpower. If you found value in this breakdown, you'll love the next video, where we decode how another global icon built their empire from scratch. Hit like if this inspired you, and subscribe if you're building your own legend.